Look how fast I move in stealth. It's really, really stupid because you're meant to be stealthy. And you actually move faster in stealth than you do outside of stealth. But that's a rant for another day. But anyway. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts here. And I'm just going to follow, at least for the first couple of sets of episodes, I'm just going to follow the ideas I have for the games that I feel like playing through or I want to play through in that respect. And as I say, for the first couple of episodes and the first couple of recordings, at least from the first 2 sessions or so, we're just going to kind of go with it and see what series I really enjoy doing and I want to do more of, in that respect. So, and then also just see how, from just a genuine perspective, see how the views have gone, see how I feel the channel's growth actually is. And I kind of want to talk about the channel, its growth at the moment. At the moment, we, earlier this afternoon, we recorded the first 4 episodes of the Minecraft and Chill series, which I imagine the first episode at least would have gone live by now, by the time you're seeing this. So if that's something you're interested in, then make sure to go check that out. But yeah, I think that could be an interesting series, and I think exploring kind of more let's play style stuff could be interesting. And as I say, it could be very interesting for me to explore and kind of just have another outlet to put my creative input in. At the moment, I'm deliberately keeping the editing to a minimum, much to my annoyance in the respect to some of the Minecraft content. Some of the conversations were caught a bit abruptly, and I'm currently debating whether I want to go and neaten that up in the edit with the times of re-rendering and re-uploading and that sort, or whether I want to leave them as it is and then just learn or be more careful with, not necessarily learn because I should have caught that when I cut the episodes together, but I think it also adds a little bit more to the rawness of the content as well. So if you are and you stumbled upon this channel, which is the majority of where I think the majority of the following or the majority of the people watching this content will be from, is just stumbled upon the channel for whatever reason, or you actually know me and you follow my video production work, then let me know what you would prefer or like me to see. As I say, I'm kind of very hesitant to push a lot of editing time into gaming videos again, simply because there's only so much time in the day and I don't want it to get in the way of time that I could be spent on running my media company's channel as well, because that's really, really important. I think that will benefit me in the long term to have those strategies as well. But I think pushing myself from a content perspective is also very, very good to try and do more things as well. So it's just about, for me, a different set of level of content and different things that I'm itching. But I do like the idea of playing this character as if it's a fresh character, in the respect to it's not necessarily all tinged out in heirlooms. So we've now got to go kill this boss character, or this boss orc, I believe. And also I think it will put a little bit of, and especially as I'm doing it on YouTube, specifically it will allow me to explore Rogue a little bit more, because I haven't played it in BFA, so it might let me look at the changes, or look at the specific differences on Rogue. And I don't actually, as I said, the reason why I chose Rogue is mainly because I don't have a Rogue on this server, and hopefully through this series we will level to max level and then go through that gearing process. And if this ends up being before Shadowlands or end of Shadowlands, I may also do my progression to what then will be rank, ideally, because I may go for world first level 60, which is weird to say considering the max level currently is 120. But yes, this is the big bad scary guy that we've got to kill. So, you watching? Ready to watch him disappear? Ready, steady, and buff. He's gone. There we go. Magic. And then we're going to run back. And this is as fun as the starting game's there. So, now we're going to go after this. I think, as I say, talking about restrictions in the respect to restrictions of what I can do, what I can't do in the respect to this character. I think it would be take away from the fun of this experience of really playing it through on YouTube, specifically the game overall. To kind of, firstly, I want to introduce you to WoW, those who don't, who haven't necessarily played it before. One. Two, I also want to sort of give some tips and tricks on stuff I have learnt about gold making low level. Number one, and so that's something we're going to tackle very, very soon as well. But also, we need to choose on whether we want a dagger, which does the same amount of damage, or a hammer. So we're obviously going to go with the hammer. There we go. Magic. So now we need to go to goldshire. So that's the starting zone. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That was as simple as it gets. I'm deliberately not using my early mount for the same reason that I discussed before. But I think the only, moving slightly off time, the only buffs that we have to XP is the passive buff that you will get if you start WoW right now until pre-patch, because of COVID and everything happening in the world. The Winds of Wisdom buff is going to continue to exist until until Shadowlands pre-patch comes out. So that's exciting and that's cool. But yes, talking about early gold making, I think it's going to be an interesting time, because a lot of the things that I mainly have made gold on, and for me it would be an interesting experiment to really see and really find out what works at low level and what doesn't. It's going to be just simply starting with taking double gathering professions, right? And then working our way to then start doing what's known as craft flipping, where you basically take an item, you take crafting regents, and then you buy them, and then you craft it into something that's maybe obtainable for transmog, or maybe is an upgrade for a twink, or etc. And then you're going to flip those items, right? So you're going to just flip them, because you can make money between the amount of gold that they're actually cost to craft, but also then the amount of gold that you are going to make. So that's the plan for gold making, and I think that having this situation where we specifically only can get loot, or only get things that we can specifically craft or specifically look at, I think is going to be very, very good. That's interesting. So when I first talked to this guy, you can't see, I imagine, his little interface, right? Because I haven't moved it. But the second I get a quest, you can. So that's very exciting.
Hey there.
Right, we want to pick up mining, and we want to pick up a pickaxe, which I don't know if we can even afford, because usually I just send a bunch of gold and a bunch of bags and all this. Right, so let's grab a mining pickaxe that requires level 1. 10 plus mining does not need to be equipped, okay. Cool. Mining pickaxe obtained. You don't need anything for herbism. Also, another tip for those who are starting the game: look for patterns like this. Patterns like this normally are one on kind of in the respect to they are one-off buys. In the respect to they are random spawns on the vendor. So look to buy those up, and because sometimes you can just put them up on the auction house for a small or large amount of gold, so that's very, very helpful. I'm just going to whiz through grabbing all these quests and sending my Hearthstone back into Goldshire as well. And then we will head into getting our professions and starting some farming from that perspective. It's also, I think, going to be very, very good. We'll take the pumpkins and we'll sell the rest of the junk that we don't need. So we're going to equip this. So we're going to need that so we can sell the rest of our junk. And we can get rid of the trousers, the dagger. We'll keep the pumpkins, but we don't need the food necessarily. We'll keep the mega shite because we might be able to sell them for a small amount of gold. There we go, magic. And I believe this is the cooking guy, which we don't need right now. So let's go get our last quest, then we'll go get professions. I think is going to be the plan. And as I say, the reason why I'm getting professions is I can easily flip those into a small amount of gold just from kind of passively going around questing in that respect. So what we're going to actually go and do is we're going to go to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So we're going to go fly over to Stormwind, and then we are going to on our way up there we will look at OSP. Wow, we're already nearly dinged already. But you know, we're going to get mining and herbalism, as I said, and then we can track those and we can use those on a just seeing how the Minecraft or the game, how easy it is to actually make gold in WoW nowadays, because I think it would be interesting to see if we can really fund ourselves in the respective on this character. Because of course it would just be very, very easy for me to go and buy bags, go and spend loads of money on specifically on this character. As you can see, I'm currently sat on 1 million gold on this server, so it'd be very easy for me to send, 700, 800, 900 K or etc., or however much I would feel appropriate is. So what we're also going to grab is there's quite a bit of quests in the city that we're actually going to do because they're quick XP as well, which is nice. And I'm deliberately going to level. I'm fully aware that just doing what I'm doing right now, which is just the what I would argue is the most normalistic way, I guess, in some ways, isn't necessarily the most efficient way, but for YouTube content, it's probably the funnest to actually look at and actually explore, simply because you're not going to be in a situation where it's just grinding mobs for a while, which is arguably the best way. So let's just get rid of this. There we go. Magic. So yeah. So I hope you guys have been enjoying your lockdown experience. Let me know how it's been. And, I think it's a situation where you can either come out of it stronger, or you can kind of, find things that you really want to prioritize, and what do you want to build and how do you want to build them, and what do you really want to look at from what you actually want to do in your life. Now, of course, there is also, especially at the moment, I imagine there's a lot of people in a lot of financial concern, and in some ways financial trouble as well. And I'm lucky enough to not be in a position where that is as much of a concern. Of course, it's a concern, but it's not as much of a concern. In that respect, and I think that from a business standpoint, I think it's very important to think about how as a business you are going to go around and have different revenue streams. I won't go too much into it because but those who are more interested in my more business related opinions, feel free to check out my main channel in the description down below. It's where I host my weekly podcast. It's where I host my a lot of my like IRL content, a lot of my editing content, editing tutorials, etc. And as I said, the Let's Plays themselves in WoW will be just for fun and Minecraft, and I'm thinking maybe I should do Diablo as well. But, let's take a crazy old game and do a Let's Play on it. Original content made by Shadow here. But let's get mining from this lovely dwarven man. Thank you, lovely dwarven man. Okay, cool. So we've got mining. We need to go and grab herbalism. And if I'm being completely honest, can't remember where the herbalist is.
No. Safe travels. Be good.
It wants me to go a lot more down. You're having a bit of a crazy got a bit of a crazy request right there, lad. We might come on to doing that quest, but not anytime soon. So let's have a little chat with this lady just here. Hello. Profession trainer. I need to move all of these bars at some point, because I know you can't see any of this. Herbalist. But yeah, let me know if that's annoying, and I will do my best to move all of the frames so they're in the 1080p window I'm actually recording in. But those who don't know, I use a 21:9 aspect ratio monitor, so I'm debating on whether I just should record all the videos in 21:9 so you can see the entire screen, but then there'll be large black bars on the sides, or I should just try and accommodate the game in such a way where it does actually, cut off those edges for simply when I'm recording, or whether I should just move those elements using Move Anything to where you can see them. So I'd be interested to hear the small community that I'm sure I will build, and I'm sure I will have around this Let's Play content and around some of the games I'm going to be Let's Playing through as well. My aim, the point of a Let's Play is to get from start to finish. Now, arguably, where's the finish in WoW? Some would say getting to 120, which, following by this pace, we are nearly, level 10. So, hooray. But yeah, the quote unquote end game. What is end game, right? I think showing the progression of how to gear a character, why to gear a character, what elements to go for a character, and then also kind of pivoting